Jai Bharat to all students. In last lecture, we have discussed about argument, premises, and conclusion. Okay, their definition and also rules of inference. Okay, different rules of inference, addition, conjunctive, dilemma. Okay, so in today's lecture, we discuss about predicate and quantifier. Okay, what is predicate and what is quantifier? It is a simple difficult word to pronunciation, but it's simple theory and simple topic. Predicate and quantifier. Okay, so let's first of all take quick revision of tomorrow's lecture, then we will start with predicate and quantifier. So after this lecture or tomorrow's lecture, we will complete this chapter, logic chapter propositional logic chapter. Okay, so first of all, what is premises? Premises is a one type of statement, okay, that provide reason or support for the conclusion. It is a statement. There can be one or many premises in single argument, and argument is a group of statement like three premises, four premises, all are merging in one argument and one and only one conclusion. Okay, after derive one and only one conclusion. Like if we discuss about in group discussion whether in like a let's take example like a politician. Okay, whether BJP is right or Congress is right. So there are different argument, different statement, 4 to 5 statement. Okay, then after completing argument we have one and only one conclusion. Okay, like or different types of mobile company, which mobiles are better, which car is better. Okay, so there are different types of argument and they have only one and only one conclusion. We have to derive one conclusion, then this argument group of statement is called argument and conclusion. Okay, and then rules of inference, we have already talked about addition. This is a premises and this is a conclusion. These both are premises and this is conclusion. Okay, so this is a rule of addition, rule of conjunction, rules of simplification, modus ponens, modus tollens, distinctive socialism, hypothetical socialism, constructive dilemma, and a destructive dilemma. Okay, so these are the rules of inference we already discussed about. Now let's start with our topic, today's topic, predicate and quantifier. Okay, what is predicate? Okay, it is a predicate is an expression of one or more variable defined on some specific domain. Okay, it's a expression of one or more variable defined on some specific domain. Okay, let's start with some basic example. Okay, Ram is a student. Ram is a student. This is statement. Okay, now here you can see that Ram is our subject. In this statement, Ram is our subject. One name is so that we can call as it is a subject. So what is its importance? What makes this statement as a important? What is this? Is a student. So you can say that this is a student is a predicate. Okay, is a predicate. Its importance, if there are no predicate, then also we can say this statement is a only say Ram. So this is not a statement nor proposition, this is only verb noun. Okay, so now let's say if we forgot about subject and write a proposition, so what is the statement will become? Is a student. So this statement also not proposition. Okay, so to become proposition, we both want to have subject as well as predicate. If we mix subject with predicate, then this statement will become proposition. Okay, so what is predicate? It is an expression what statement will look like or what subject is trying to do. Like as I said, Abhi has a car. So here you can say that Abhi is our subject and he has a car. So this is the predicate. Okay, like okay, one more example. Sunil likes movie, anything. Okay, so this subject, it's important subject related, so it's called predicate. It's expression of our subject. It is an expression of our subject. So predicate is what? Expression of one or more variable. Here we take example as a only one variable, Abhi, Sunil, subject. Okay, you can also take example like all the student in school has bike, or let's say smartphone. Okay, so here you can see all the student here. Okay, so in school there are number of students, so here we can say that there are one or more variable subject. Here we not only talk about Sunil, Abhi or one particular student, we talk about all the students. Okay, and having school a bike, this is a predicate. Okay, it is a expression of all the students. So predicate is a expression of one or more variable. Okay, so you get the idea. Okay, so with example, consider above statement in terms of predicate calculus. Here is a student is a predicate and Ram is our subject. Okay, so let's donate Ram as a x. Ram as a x and is a student as a predicate p. So we can write above statement as a p of x. P of x. Okay, Ram as a x and is a student as a predicate p. So you can now, this is the, we can write predicate as a this types of statement as a p of x. Here x is our Ram and p is a student predicate. Okay, so this statement already we talk about. Generally a statement expressed by a predicate must have at least one subject, one object associated with predicate. We at least one subject is required. Here you can see that Ram is required. Is student is not a statement or not a proposition. Okay, in our case Ram is the required subject with the associate with predicate p. Okay, so this is our notes of predicate and definition. Now let's start with statement function. Function we already discussed about in our last chapter, what is function and how to different types of function, subjective, bijective, injective function. Okay, okay, earlier we demoed Ram as a x and is a student as a predicate p. Then we have statement as a p of x. Okay, so now in this statement p of x, where if we replace x with the subject say Sunil, here first of all we have a Ram, then we suppose let's change x subject with a Sunil, then this statement will become Sunil is a student. So in function also f of x, we can put whatever in this value of x, whatever we like, value is r or anything, naam, car, mobile. Okay, so here also this p of predicate x, we can add anything in the value of x. We can add anything change, Sunil, Abhi, okay, anything you can like. So this is also one types of function, predicate function. This is statement function. Okay. Okay, now let's start with our different topic, quantifier. Okay, quantifier. As you can see, the word quanti means quantity. Okay, now here Ram is a student. Here you can say that Ram is a one subject, one variable. Okay, now let's talk about our different topic, different example, like already we said all the student has bike. Okay, in school all the student have bike. Okay, sorry, have. Okay, so here you can say the student, all the student, this is our subject, and have bike is a predicate. Here all, we not discuss about one student particular, we have discussed about all. So this is the quantifier. Okay, quantity means all the student have bike. Okay, let's say another example, like a sum of the student, some of the student have car. Okay, if there are 50 students in class, then 20 of students have car. So this statement will become true, some of the students have car. So here you can see that student is our subject, the car, have car is our predicate, and some, this is also a quantity, one type of quantity number. Here all, and here is a same. So there are two different types of quantifier. Quantifier means variable we are of predicate. Okay, so say definition, the variable of predicate is quantified by quantifier, which different types of quantity are there. Okay, so there are two different types of quantifier. One is universal and one is existential. Okay, so let's start with the example. Okay, universal, as you see the word as a universal means all. Okay, universal quantifier stated statement within its scope are true for every value of the specific variable. Within its scope are true for every, here you can say a word as a every value of the specified variable is denoted by the symbol for all, upside down A, for all, it's read as a for all. Okay, so universal, if here the example of this universal example, all the student have bike. Here all is the all the student in the school area. Okay, one school or two school, okay, let's say in city also. Okay, so all the student have bike. Here it is a universal, true for every value. This statement is true for every student. Okay, so this is the universal quantifier. It's write as a upside down A and read as a for all, for all, for all. Okay, so if you can if you want to write universal quantifier, here this statement is a Ram is a student or Ram is a bike. We have write as a p of x, predicate and x. So if you want to write in universal, then how can we write? For all x, p of x. Okay, it's read as a for every value of x, p of x is a true. Okay, for every value of x, p of x, you can put x, anything you can put in this example, Sunil, Abhishek, Bhavik. Okay, anything you can put in x, then this statement will always become true. Why? Because here statement says all the students have bike. Okay, so this is the universal quantifier. All the value of x are predicate is a true. Let's say second example, man is mortal can be transferred into propositional form for all x, p of x, where p of x is a mortal, predicate which denote x is a mortal, and all x represent all men. Okay, so this all is a all men, and what is predicate is subject, sorry, its importance, motor, x is motor. So this is a universal quantifier. Now let's say second quantifier, existential. Okay, so here also we have talked about this example, some of the student have car. Here some is a existential, not or true for all the student. Okay, some of student have car, or some of maybe not have car. Okay, so this is existential qualifier state that statement within its scope are true for some value of the specific value, some value of the, not for every. Here in universal there are true for every value of x. It is denoted by e, mirror e, and read as a some value. Okay, so this is symbol of existential quantifier is read as for some value, for value of x, predicate of x is a true. Okay, so let's say example, second example, some people are dishonest. Here you can say that are dishonest is our predicate, people is our subject, and some is our quantifier. Okay, so mirror e represents some dishonest and x is represent dishonest. X is dishonest. P of x is predicate which denote x is a dishonest. So this is the essential quantifier and universal quantifier. Okay, now let's say predict formula. If you want to perform formula or make formula, here we can say that here we have only one x. In this example only we have Ram is a student, only we talk about only one student. Okay, now let's say we have to talk about a different student with a different predicate. So how do we predict a formula, or how do we make? Okay, so consider a predict p with n variable. Here you can say that there are n variable, not one variable, like Ram. Here Ram, Sunil, Abhi, etc, etc. Okay, so if you want to write predict as a one or more variable, then we can write like this: p of x1, x2, x3 up to xn. Okay, so here p is the n plus predicate, and x1, x2, x3 are n variable, n student or n variable. Okay, so this n plus predicate is known as automatic formula of predicate calculus. Okay, like if you want to write all student have bike in formula, then we can write as a p of Abhi, Ram, Sunil, okay, etc, etc, all student. Okay, so we can write like in this predict formula. Okay, so now quantifier, sorry, here a mistake, quantifier, qualifier, not quantifier. Okay, we already talk about there are different two different types of quantifier, universal and existence, how to write universal and existence, and how to read universal. For all x, x is a p, and for some x, x is a p. Now we use notation, these types of notation everywhere in the mathematics. Okay, let's start with the example. We already seen these types of example. For every real number n, there is a real number m such that m square is equal to n. Okay, now let's not talk about this statement is true or false. First of all, let's say we want to transfer this statement in mathematics, predict formula. Okay, how do we transfer this statement into predict formula? Okay, first of all, there are two statements here for every real number n. This is the second statement, and this is the conclusion, such that m square is equal to n. So first of all, we write first statement into mathematical predict formula. Okay, here every means we use for all. Okay, every real number n, let's say here it is not x, but write as a n, every real number, so it belong to R. Okay, first we transfer first statement into predict formula. Okay, now let's say second statement, there is a real number m. There is a real number means not all the number, some of the real number m, not all the number. So if there are some number, then we can use mirror e. What is number m? It is also belongs to R. Okay, such that m square is equal to n. So this all the statement we will transfer this into mathematical or predict formula. For n, for all n belongs to R, such some m belongs to R such that m square is equal to n. Okay, we here this statement we will not talk about whether it is true or not. We only transfer this mathematical statement into predict formula. Okay, let's say second example, given two rational x and y. Here also we have two statements, two rational x and y. Under root xy will also be rational. Okay, so you can say given two rational. Okay, rational means it is belongs to q, not we have talked about real. Okay, we have only take anything belongs to. Here you can see that there is a not a proper define if it is a sum or all. So you can say that this is the all in q. Okay, so we can use for all xy, but it is belongs to q, not in R, because here you can see that two rational. Okay, under root xy will also be rational, such that under root xy will also, you can also write like this, for all x belongs to q and for y belongs to q. Okay, both are same. If you want two different thing, then and one simple thing, x and y belongs to n, both are same, both are true. Okay, so this is the how to find any mathematical statement into predict formula. Okay, so okay, now let's our new topic, negative quantifier. Okay, negative quantifier, negation. Okay, let's say here now we use a definition of universal and existing quantifier. Okay, now if we want to write for all x p of x. Okay, if there are let's say p1, p2, p3 and p4, four variable. Okay, let's say for there are four variable. Okay, now we want to write like this, all the for all x p of x is true, p of x is true. Now can you remember conjunction and disjunction connection, different types of connection, and sorry, or and next implies, if and only if. Okay, we already talk about this different types of conjunction. Okay, now we want to write in this type of connection. Okay, so here you can see that there are p of p1x, p2x, p3x and p4x. Okay, now all the value of x, all the value of x, this all four variable will have to become true, because here you can there are for all. So how do we connect with this for statement of set, let's say proposition, with the help of and. Why? Because and if for all four are will become true, then this all four will become, this statement will become true. So in and all the statement have to become 4. So we can say that if we want to p of 1x and p of p2x and p3 and x and p4x, this with the help of definition we can derive these types of equation. Okay, so this is the universal. Okay, here you can see that P1 and P2 and P3 and Pn. Okay, for all the value of x. Now let's say for some value of x. Okay, so there are let's say there are n number of elements. In between, if P2 will become true, P3 will become false. Okay, there are some are true, some are false. Okay, so how do we write in with the help of definition in existing quantifier? Okay, so some are true and some are false, so we can use or. If one of them, all the n value of, if one and only one are true, then all statement will become true. So this also will become true some, so we use or connection. Okay, with the help of this definition. Okay, okay, now let's start with the negative quantifier. Okay, here you can show that negation for all x, p of x, is equal to sum x negation p of x. Okay, now let's say first of all, let's start with the left hand side, negation for all x, p of x. Okay, so if you want to write all x, we can write like this: p11 n, p2n, p3n, and pn, like with the help of definition. Okay, all the, okay, and here negation is a same as it is. Okay, now let's say you remember De Morgan's law. What will say De Morgan's law? If p and q and there is a in bracket negation, if you want to add negation in bracket, then how do we? P will become negation, q will become also negation, but here connection will change. If it is and, then it will become or. If it is or, then it will become and. Okay, so here if negation will implies in bracket, then all the p1, p2 and p3 will become negation, negative, negation p1, and this and become or, all the and become or. So you can see that this, with the help of definition, we can say that this is the existent quantifier. Okay, this is the same, but here it is a negation p, so sum x, it is a negation p, so this statement or equivalence is a true. Okay, you get the idea of how do we say that this is the true statement or not. Okay, so let's start with the other equivalence. It is a one first example. Let's start with other equivalence. Okay, for all x, px, it is equivalent to negation sum x and negation px. Okay, so how do we transfer this and how do we remember? Okay, so if in your assignment you have to write like this, you have to show that this for equivalence, you have to show that this for equivalence is true. Okay, like you with the help of definition and De Morgan's law, like this example. Okay, and this is your assignment question. Okay, now how do we remember in exam? Okay, so first of all, if there are, it is a for all, then if we want to negate this, then this will become its opposite, sum. Okay, if it is a positive, then this will become negation, negative also, and if it is a p of x, then it will become negation p of x. Okay, simple. You have to change for all to sum and plus to negation. Okay, let's say we we have sum x, then it will become all x. Also sum x is a positive, so this will become negation. P of x is also positive, so that negation P of x. Okay, if it is a plus, then it will transfer in negation. If it is a negation, then it will transfer in plus. And if it is a for all, then it will transfer in for sum. And if it is a for sum, then it will transfer in for all. So you can write simply like this for concept. Okay, let's say second third example, negation for x, P of x, is it equal to, here negation, so we can write for x, here it is a negative, so it is a plus. For some x, here predicate x is a positive, so we can write negation x. Okay, so let's say fourth example, negation for some x, P of x, negation transfer into for all, negation will become plus, and here predict P is a positive, so this will become negation. So you can solve this all the types of equivalence, and with the help of this concept you can remember anything. You don't have to okay. So here your lecture is completed, and as I said in your assignment, this 4 you have to show that this 4 is a true, this 4 equivalence is a true with the help of definition like this, De Morgan's law. Okay, like this example we discuss in lecture. Okay, so all 4 you have to show that this 4 equivalence is a true. This is your assignment question, and you have to upload and write in book and upload as a PDF or image in the red and white application. Okay, your lecture is now completed.